Last time on Fissure's Initiative Short Stories. After checking out their new house, Melvin paid a few dwarves to do some mining for him. He lent them his portable excavator, and they decided the dwarves would keep one half of the profits, while the other half went to Melvin. Meanwhile, Ume was at the landing docks befriending the airship crew.
What's your name?
Barry?
Let's be friends.
Okay.
Get it? B.
No, I'm not sure I do.
'Cause of the B. Barry.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Okay, see you later.
Ume went to find out what Melvin was up to. She found him just as he was finishing up his deal with the dwarves. Our heroes gathered the crew and lifted off, traveling to the large city of Harp. The flight was mostly uneventful, with the exception of being attacked by an orc wearing a pig's head over his head, who had somehow snuck onto the airship. They landed the DFWS Valkyrie at a small landing pad at the edge of town and began asking around about a merchant named Augustus. They found him at the local food court selling melons out of the back of his uncovered wagon. He was a well-dressed, unimposing, older human holding a walking stick.
Hey, how's it going? What can I get for you? Hello, kind sir. We were told by Genevieve that you might be able to help us.
Yeah, we're trying to kill Durvyus.
Oh yeah, I heard he was causing trouble. One of those, what do you call, immortal guys, right? You are correct, sir. We need a way to kill him, and we were told you can put us in touch with the goddess of death. Well, I might know a way. You'll have to find Kazuko's Kalimba, the end. Should still be at Ziamek's temple at the bottom of the Ziamekian Sea, but she's not gonna do it for nothing.
What does she want? Money? Chocolate?
Ume gasped.
Does she want friends? Can we be her friends?
The merchant chuckled.
Well, I don't know, maybe. But one thing I do know is she's been looking for a god that's been hiding from her. His name's like Mandez, and he's the god of trickery and pranks. And where can we find this prankster? Hey, he should be in Green Thumb Jack's pool party.
I never heard of that bar.
It's not a bar, it's more like a place inside of a cave. I think my friend here can help you find it.
He took an apple from his wagon and then spoke to his walking stick.
Ivilius, could you maybe help them find the cave?
Wait, that's the god of travel.
Oh yeah.
The merchant smiled.
We've been friends for a very long time. The three of us travel together. Wait, three? I only see... 1, 2... I only see 2 of you!
Suddenly, someone jumped out of Augustus's wagon. A human-looking girl, maybe in her early 20s, dressed in a sun hat and loose-fitting clothes, jumped out from under the straw in the wagon and began dancing in a circle around the party.
Ah, there she is. This is Uzume. She's the goddess of joy. How is it that you so nonchalantly hang out with the gods?
Augustus shrugged.
Well, we don't really go around looking for trouble. I like to travel and keep things chill.
The apple began to shimmer with magic.
Ah, there we go. Thank you, Avilius.
He handed the apple to Melvin.
Eating that apple will show you where the cave is.
Melvin stood there, feeling uneasy.
You got something else going on? We may not be strong enough to defeat Durvyus on our own. Ah, you might need a little help.
The walking stick, with a faint glow, pulsed with life.
Rocco and Commander Brenna. The halfling warrior Rocco. He was turned into stone in battle. Through sheer will alone, he managed to make it back to his hometown. If he as a statue can make it home, then he is strong enough to aid you in your fight.
Wait, he walked home as a statue?
Yes. Very slowly, over these last 110 years.
Where can we find this Rocco?
In Bartolomeo. You will need a scroll to turn him back to living flesh. It is located at Zeothorn in the Temple of Izarvi.
And Commander Brenna?
She is at her small farm northwest of Cristofori. She's the last of the Holy Order and one of the last half-angels alive. She retired when they were disbanded 81 years ago. She's been there ever since. She may want justice for the massacre at Haven.
Surely this half-angel has aged far too much to aid us in battle.
She was given a life of immortality and retains her youth.
She's one of the Immortables?
A powerful wizard was trying to keep those closest to her alive forever. She somewhat succeeded, and so there are a handful of people who will not die of old age, but these people can still be killed in battle. Commander Brenna is one of these people.
What has she been doing for the last century?
Tending to her garden. Her life has been hard. She needed some peace and quiet.
But will she help us?
I am not sure. It is worth a shot.
Melvin and Ume bowed, thanking the merchant for his help. As they walked back towards the airship, they noticed a bounty for a Manticore that had been terrorizing the local people.
Now, what kind of heroes would we be if we didn't murder something every now and then?
Woo! It's murdering time! Oh wait, we gotta go get Barry first.
Ah, yes. What's murder if our friends are not involved?
They went to the Valkyrie and asked Barry to join them on the hunt, but not before making sure he was protected with adequate armor and weaponry. They ventured deep into the woods, tracking the horrid beasts with Ume's druidic knowledge of nature. As they were walking, a low growl disturbed them.
Now, Ume, I don't want to be that character that uses this opportunity to make an overused joke about confusing a companion's tummy rumble with a monster's growl, but did you make that noise?
I mean, I'm not that hungry.
Guys, I think I see it. It's in the trees, ahead of us.
He pointed to a thick part of the woods just a few dozen feet in front of them. Our heroes drew their weapons as the massive Manticore emerged from the brush. Its maw salivated, and a deafening roar revealed rows of razor-sharp teeth. It flapped its enormous wings and lunged at the party with its claws. Ume jabbed with their daggers as Melvin swung his samurai sword. Barry let loose several bolts with his crossbow and, after a fierce battle, the Manticore was defeated. They hauled the corpse through the city to the sound of cheerful townsfolk, except a few children who shouted in horror at the sight of the monstrous corpse. After collecting their bounty, they boarded their warship and set out for Zeothorn. They reached the ruined temple, but not until after they were attacked by the zombified remains of the orc wearing a pig's head, who had somehow snuck onto the ship again. They spotted skeletons at the temple entrance and ordered the ship to open fire with its cannons. Explosions rang out as their foes were obliterated. Melvin and Ume made their way into the temple and found murals on the walls, depictions of dragons, gods, and artifacts. They learned that Izarvi created everything, including the dragon gods of order, Axoretikos, and Chaos, Ziyamek. And then the other gods, the different planes, the landscape, the oceans, the creatures, and the races. When the power of the dragon gods became too hazardous for the mortal creatures, Izarvi split the souls of Axoretikos and Ziyamek, but also accidentally split himself in the process. The split souls always reincarnate when they die. One of the split souls of Axoretikos is always good, and the other evil. The split souls of Ziyamek are always half-elf twin girls, and they can be either good, evil, or any combination thereof. Although the souls of Ziyamek reincarnate when they die, if only one has died, then the deceased fragment will rule over Seuri, the afterlife for dragons, until the other dies. They learned of two devices that, when combined, are capable of merging the halves of each of the dragon gods, and the locations of these devices, one being in Duffergot and the other being under a shrine in Anastoga Swamp. They learned of the 9 artifacts of Izarvi and their locations, which were here in this temple, the Temple of Axoretikos in the mountains north of Awasanfandel, and the now submerged Temple of Ziyamek in the Ziyamekian Sea. They also learned that combining all of these items will create the site of Izarvi. After learning all that stuff, they wandered into the main chambers of the temple. Occupying the center of the room was a massive, solid metal guardian. It stood as they entered the room and glared at them.
Hello, sir. We mean you no harm.
You do not possess the capabilities to harm me, intruder.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody chill. We're just looking for the scroll.
That item is beneath my duty.
He pointed a large metal finger to a corner of the room. A lone scroll lay on the floor.
Take it and leave this holy place.
Wow, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
We should probably get to Rocco immediately, and then we should check on Setsuko while we're in the area.
Setsuko?
The giant guardian interrupted.
You know Setsuko?
Oh yeah, glowy half-elf, tailor and leather worker, bright yellow eyes.
Setsuko!
You know our friend?
Yes, I've met her in one of our previous lifetimes.
Melvin and Ume exchanged confused glances.
What?
Setsuko is one of the halves of Ziamek.
Their jaws dropped.
Sir, you mean to tell us that we have met one of the fragments of the dragon goddess of chaos?
Yes, it must be her. Take me to her.
Melvin and Ume grimaced.
I don't think we can fit you on a ship.
I can follow. I will meet you outside.
Flames burst from the bottom of his feet as the top of the temple opened. He flew through the opening and into the sky. The duo raced outside to find the airship pointing its cannons at the iron behemoth.
Cease fire! He's our friend!
The crew relaxed, holding their fire. With Rainier flying beside them, they set out for Bartholomew. They arrived a few uneventful days later and landed in the nearby grasslands. They walked to the town square and began reading the scroll to the statue. Magic flowed from the scroll to the halfling, and slowly light began to shine between cracks in the stone. The statue began to move as pieces of carved rock shed like falling leaves, and the halfling stretched and yawned.
Ah, finally, I'm free! Being a statue sucks!
Are you Rocco?
In the flesh!
Good sir, we were hoping you would aid us in the battle against Durvyus. Do you know him?
The halfling shook his head.
Nope, never heard of him.
He's attempting to blow up Mount Zemesius so that only the Immortables live.
The who?
Immortal people!
And we may need assistance in defeating him.
Ah, count me in. I'm always up for a good fight.
Splendid! Now all we have to do is stop by Setsuko's shop to see how she's doing.
They made their way to her store in Cristofori about noon. Ume opened the shop door just enough to peer through. Setsuko was seated just behind the register, scribbling in a notebook.
Oh, Setsuko! There's someone here to see you.
The half-elf looked up at her from behind the counter suspiciously.
Who?
Come and see. I promise you'll be fine.
Hesitantly, Setsuko made her way out the door. She stared in awe at the metallic giant that stood in the road.
Setsuko!
The iron behemoth charged her. She braced for a vicious attack but was scooped up and hugged tightly.
I've missed you so much. How has this lifetime treated you?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
She asked, trying to catch her breath from being squeezed too tightly.
Ah, then you have not learned of your past reincarnations.
He gently set her down.
Can someone tell me what's going on?
You are one half of Ziamek. When you die, you are reincarnated.
The dragon goddess?
Yep.
Setsuko stood silently for a moment.
Why do you think that?
Because I have met you in your previous lifetimes. I am positive.
Setsuko's knees wobbled and she collapsed. Rocco managed to catch her before she hit the ground.
Miss, I know this is all hard to believe, but it's all true. We have a home in Yon Cardu. King Durzin is an honorable leader and has given us Immortables safe harbor in his kingdom. I suggest you come with us for now.
She was still astounded and wary of Melvin and Ume's intentions, but knew it was too unsafe to stay in Bartholomew.
Okay, just let me collect a few things.
But would our heroes be able to find Green Thumb Jack's pool party and draw Like Mendez out of hiding? Is Commander Brenna still able to fight? And did we overdo it with all that exposition? Find out next time on Fissure's Initiative Short Stories.